Oh dear, 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 and the fight's been stopped.
This is a tough contest for Heaney.
There he was there, that's a better shot.
Flatley's coming forward.
Oh dear me.
It's just accidental.
Nathan, the Hitman Heaney!
And you have to feel a lot of sympathy for Jack Flatley. I wonder if he'll get another chance. He's a knockout machine as a junior amateur.
Yes, welcome back to Telford. We're back here in Telford. It's a cracking show this Saturday night, live on BT Sport. We've got the press conference today. We're going to have a chat with everyone. I'm hoping it's going to kick off. I should make it kick off. I've got Cain Ionut with me, by the way. Do you reckon I can make it kick off today?
Let's hope not. Let's
so.
just keep it short.
Will you act as security if so?
I mean, I'm going to have to.
So you are here on obviously Moses Italma business. Your younger brother. He's had one fight number 2 coming up on Saturday. How's he looking? Is he looking like the future of the heavyweight division, as everyone's saying?
Listen, there's no point of this thing about all them tries and stuff like that. It's all about keeping focus on the job, and he's doing that really well. He understands what's at stake. He understands the severity of it all, and just taking one step at a time.
And what are you expecting from him on Saturday night?
Hopefully, a longer performance this time around, because he wasn't too happy either with obviously going 14 seconds, something like that. So
I think it was 23 seconds, including the count.
Okay, cool. So I reckon he'll definitely go a bit more time in the ring, perhaps, so he can soak in a little bit more. But still going to be a stoppage.
I'm sure it will be. Look, how's things at your end? We're speaking for the first time since you took your first loss in your career, the same night that your brother made his professional debut and won. What on earth was that night like for you as a family?
It was definitely not something we wanted to happen, and it was a shock for sure, to say the least. But with that being said, it's not about what happened, but it's about what we do next with it, and that's the most important thing. And obviously we've got a date already written down for our next fight. That'll be announced soon, and we're ready to get back and set the mistakes right.
And what were the mistakes, or how many of the mistakes do you want to let on? How many of them can you discuss where you are looking back and you're going, I did this wrong, or this went wrong, this in camp went wrong? What are the learnings?
Most of the stuff that I'm not gonna disclose and stuff like that publicly, but me and my team know what went wrong. And one of the most important things that I really thrive on is having things in place and knowing the order of stuff, like being very segregated in a sense. And I didn't have that little plan and print in, so I'm gonna make sure everything is in place from now on, and put the correct things in place to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, look, I've always known you since your debut. You've always been absolutely meticulous in everything. You've been getting down to weights when you haven't needed to make weights. Literally.
And sometimes it comes like you want to rush things. Like you forget the whole methodological approach and stuff like that, and stuff, calculating stuff and that. You just go and do it, and I think that's where I got it wrong. That's why I went wrong. But yeah, we're gonna set it right.
So what happens now with Cain Ionut? Are there any changes in camp, in your training, or is this all just stuff that can be ironed out and you're good to go, sort of thing?
No. I believe it's time for me to become an actual student rather than just turning up and expecting that's enough. So me and my team are going to go back, and I'm going to study the game more, and develop myself as a fighter, so that come next time we're out, which is sometime in May, there's going to be a big difference.
What was it like with you and your brother? Just the emotions of the night, because he's got his debut, he's won his fight, and he's come back, and obviously what's happened. What was the emotions like of the night? I get the impression that it was just a quiet car journey home. Am I right?
Well, we actually didn't even go in the same car home. When I'm thinking about it now, literally, I just went home with my other brother, and that's it really. Like, obviously, regardless of what happened, he's my brother, and I'm always going to be there for him, and I was really happy for him. And obviously, I'm always going to be there for him. I'm here now, and support him on his journey.
Yeah.
So we've got to take the positive from things.
Well, we are looking forward to the next step of Carol Itama, and you've teased it's going to be in May. You were fighting in a title fight last time out. Do you think you're going to enter at title level? You're going to take a little step back? What are you thinking? What's the chat been like with Francis about it all?
So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to an 8-rounder, because obviously back in December, I bought December 3rd I boxed, and now that was an 8-rounder, and I was straight to 10. So yeah, we're going to have a few. Let's do a few more 8s, and then we're going to jump back in it.
I like it a lot. And look, as I've said to you before, most fighters lose, and it's just about how you get back, isn't it? So you've got the right people around you to bounce back. Talk to me a little bit about Moses then. I mean, you're with him every day, you see him every day. He's getting a lot of hype. I can see him. He's taking up half the room. The guy's a monster. What's it like living with him? You're going to say we don't live together anymore, aren't you?
No. We actually moved into another house together.
Oh,
so
is it? Where you moved to?
Waterslade this time.
Jeez, my neck of the woods.
We're Waterslade. So no, having him as a brother, it's inspiring to say the least, because to see the amount of stuff that really goes into him and how he really dissects boxing. He's been a student since he was young. And the way he does things, he doesn't just do it for the sake of it. He does it because it has an intention behind it. So it's something I'm definitely going to feed off, and something I'm definitely going to dissect as well and learn from.
Fantastic. Well, look, great speaking to you, Carol. I'm sure I'll see you for the rest of the week as well. Give us your final kind of prediction on what Moses is going to do on Saturday night. Go on, tell us.
Well, I don't know what he's going to do, because that's to him, but another explosive performance. And yeah, like I said, this time a bit more round. Ring time.
Okay, well, I'll speak to him about that at the presser. Let's see if he can promise the fans his fights will go a little bit longer.
Listen, I don't think he can promise more time, but
we want to see him.
It'd be good.
Brilliant speaking to you, and I think we're going to probably grab someone else for a chat. So I'll grab your mic, and we'll do a little swap over. Or actually, we're not going to do a swap over. We are very shortly going to begin the press conference, and let's see, is it going to kick off? Or is it going to be nice? Let's have a look.
Whatever he decides to do, I've got an answer for it, so it makes no difference.
Very serious.
I've got the power to knock anybody out.
He is a complete raving lunatic. He got some calm. He just thought, I'm going to murder everyone in the room. Within about half a second.
For me, I'm ready for whatever. If he does fly at me, he's going to cop for a big one. And if he takes it, then I'll be ready to die. He's going to get what's coming to him.
Oh dear, and the fight's been stopped.
This is a tough contest for Heaney.
There he was there. That's a better shot.
Flatley's coming forward.
Oh dear me.
It's just accidental.
Nathan, the Hitman Heaney.
And you have to feel a lot of sympathy for Jack Flatley. I wonder if he'll get another chance.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to everyone joining us across the Queensberry and BT Sport social media channels. We are back in Telford. I love Telford. I feel like I'm spending half my life up in Telford because Frank Warren and Queensberry keep coming back and keep delivering big boxing cards. Have a look at the table. This is a taster of some of the future of British boxing. We've got title fights, we've got rivalries, we've got a little bit of everything, and it's all live on BT Sport on Saturday night from 7 o'clock. Let me just talk to you about the card a little bit. You can see the two gentlemen sat next to me. Jack Flatley and Nathan Heaney collide in a rematch for the WBA Continental Middleweight title. We saw the first fight. Was it 4 rounds or 5 rounds, Nathan?
5.
So 5 rounds, and then Nathan Heaney got a cut from a headbutt, a head clash. Headbutt or head clash? What we? Clash. Headbutt or head clash?
Head clash, yeah.
Head clash. So something happened after 5 rounds. Nathan Heaney couldn't continue, and now we're going to see it again. You thought you were coming on quite strong as well, didn't you, Jack?
Yeah, I thought we were getting the momentum in that fight, yeah. It's, makes the making have another good fight, yeah.
So that is top of the bill. We've got the rematch between Nathan Heaney and Jack Flatley. Chief support, there's a very, very intriguing bout, one that I'm really looking forward to. Andrew Cain and Ionut Baluta. Cain is unbeaten in 10 fights. This is the step up. The last time we saw Baluta here, he took on Liam Davis. It was a great fight. It was a great build-up. Baluta was laughing in the face of Liam Davis in the build-up. I do wonder if he'll do the same with Andrew Cain. We will find out shortly. We've got the future of heavyweight boxing, Moses Italma down there, who we will have a chat to. And Raven Chapman, the Queen of Queensberry, is back. A title fight, making the first defence of her wonderful, shiny green and gold belt. Look at that, Raven. That looks all right, doesn't it? Goodness me. And the return of the Iceman, Jason Cunningham. It's been a while, but last time he was in Telford, he was very, very good. Made pretty quick work of Terry Lecoulvier. And we're going to start with Raven Chapman. Raven, we haven't got your opponent here at the moment.
No.
I'm digging the suit. I understand you've got the same
you.
tailor as Tyson Fury now.
Yeah. Nav from Claudio Lugli has sorted me out some good swag for the press conference today. Pretty last minute put together, but I think we did a good job.
I think he did a good job. How are we feeling about this fight? This is a late replacement opponent. You are taking on Linda Laura Lecker. Tell us about this.
Yeah, I'd actually prepared a little thing in Spanish to be able to say to Linda, but she's not here. So
she may be watching. You can still try the Spanish.
I can try it. Shall I try it? It was just saying, Hola Linda, encantada de conocerte. Gracias por venir a Inglaterra. Bienvenida. Esperaba este evento con mucho gana.
Okay, well, I mean that's well delivered. That's very well delivered, Raven. I'm not entirely sure what you did say, so if you could translate, that would be fantastic.
Just saying, hello Linda, thank you for coming, welcome to England, and I look forward to the event and our fight, especially as you know she's last minute replacement with my previous opponent pulling out, so I'm very thankful that she's taken the fight so that I can still fight on this card on Saturday.
Well, she's a former world champion. I don't know, is it a step up? I mean, you seem to have found a bit of a level now of going through former world champions. Guanini was a former world champion. The opponent you were going to face, she was quite highly ranked as well.
Yeah.
What sort of level of fight is this for you?
Yeah, I know she's going to be tough. You know, a former world champion, you don't get given those accolades. So I know she'll be hard. You know, I haven't really had a lot of time to prepare for her. So it'll be a little bit unsure at the beginning, I guess unexpected, probably isn't the right word, of what to expect from her. So it'll be interesting, you know, she'll be good, she's got a good record, she's got good experience. So I'm looking forward to getting the chance, like you say, have another step up. Guanini was a former world champion, Linda's a former world champion, and that's kind of the progression I want to go in until I eventually get to face the world champion at featherweight, Amanda Serrano.
And that world champion you had a Nando's with when you met her, you seem to have befriended her somewhat. I mean, are you going to be able to fight her if you're mates with her?
Yeah, I just wanted to gain Amanda's respect. You know, she's a very respectful champion, and I just knew by being respectful with her, I'd get a better opportunity to fight her. And she's a great human, a great team, and I don't have any sort of beef with her now. I just know if we do fight, we would have a very good tear up. So why not try and make sure that fight happens?
Are you sort of on a bit of a promise with her? Has she told you she'll give you the shot?
Well, she said I'm definitely one of the names they would give me the first shot at Undisputed for. So I want to continue down that road, continue fighting these former world champions or, you know, up-and-coming world title contenders and showing that I'm the one who deserves that first opportunity.
Fantastic. Well, a great chance to showcase your skills on Saturday night. We look forward to it, Raven. And I'm sure it won't be long until that green and gold becomes another green and gold.
Yeah.
Huh?
Thanks, Dev. Thank you.
So let's keep moving down the card. Let's speak to Miguel Gonzalez. I understand we have a translator up here, by the way, who's Anis Taj, who's going to translate for Miguel Gonzalez as well. Miguel, welcome.
Thank you.
You've been in with some excellent fighters, former world champions. How do you feel about this man, Jason Cunningham?
Bueno, principalmente le quiero dar las gracias por esta oportunidad. Esta es mi segunda vez en Inglaterra. Dicen que en Chile la segunda la vencí, así que espero quedarme con el triunfo el próximo sábado.
Thank you for having me in England. He's looking forward to Saturday night and he thinks it's going to be a good fight. That's what I meant for
That's a good translation. Miguel, what is the key to you winning the fight? How are you going to win the fight? How are you going to beat Jason Cunningham? I don't know if you want to translate to him.
¿Cómo ganas el pelear con Jason Cunningham en sábado?
Bueno, Jason, por lo que veo, es un buen boxeador alto para la división, pero con mi equipo ya vimos y podemos percibir obviamente no voy a decir lo que voy a usar, la estrategia que voy a usar, pero creo que tenemos la llave como para poder ganarle.
So you said that Jason's a very good boxer, he's tall as well, but him and his team have looked at ways that they're going to beat him and they feel that on Saturday they will win.
Okay, does he have a message? Do you have a message for Jason Cunningham?
No, somos boxeadores ya muy veteranos, no le voy a decir un mensaje, solamente voy a decir que vengo bien preparado, que vengo listo para ganar.
He said his message is simply that I hope you've had a good training camp and I'm looking forward to it.
Look, Anis Taj, I was hoping you'd ramp that right up. I thought you was going to give us a little something tasty there.
I can only translate what's been said. I'm not going to put words in someone's mouth.
Good man. Thank you very much, Miguel Gonzalez. Let's speak to the Iceman, Jason Cunningham. Look, firstly, it's just great to see you again, mate. Just great to see you again.
It's my second home, isn't it? Back here like you.
Look, the last time we saw you was the Zlani Tete fight. You had so much momentum heading into that fight. You had so many belts. And the whole thing was, I guess, a bit of a storm. And it was a bit of controversy, a lot of controversy following that fight as well. What has it been like for Jason Cunningham?
It's not been a good time, as you can imagine. Rough with the smooth, that's how I always say, it's character building. I've come through that and I'm back on Saturday night to show you there's plenty left. I'm still the best super bantamweight at Queensberry and I will beat Mr. Gonzalez. If Raven, if you want to translate to him, you can do for me, no problem. But no, I'm just here. I'm here to show I've got plenty left and I'm really looking forward to getting back out there, Dev.
Well, it's a happy hunting ground for you. This is, as I mentioned at the top, this is where you stopped Terry Lecouvier. You mentioned it's become a bit of a second home for you as well. You're looking forward to being back in front of that Telford crowd?
I am, yeah. I've got a few coming down here myself as well from Doncaster, but I'm just looking forward to it, the whole fight week feel, this press conference, weighing tomorrow, the fight. You're just going to enjoy it. Like I say, live on BT Sports, and I'm just going to enjoy every second of it.
Title on the line as well, WBO International Super Bantamweight title. Was it important for you to go in at a certain level rather than, build all the way back up from the bottom?
Yeah, I had a good chat with Andy, and one thing I do want to say to Queensberry, to Frank, everyone, they have got straight behind me. They brought me back with a big opportunity, which I am grateful for, so I thank them. It's down to me to take it. I had another strap to my collection, and like I say, just get myself right back in that picture. There's a good group of us at Super Bantamweight in Queensberry. I'm more than happy to obviously face any of them. I've never been one to shy away from anyone, so there's no reason why those fights shouldn't happen. But first and foremost, I've got to take care of Miguel on Saturday night.
Well, you said there that you believe you're still the #1 bantamweight at Queensberry, Super Bantamweight. You've got a couple of fellas up here, Andrew Cain and Ionut Baluta, who'll probably think that they are.
Yeah, we'll probably all do think we're the best, and that's a cracking fight with them too. I'm actually looking forward to that from the boxing side anyway, watching it. But we all do, which is why we all need to get these fights on and just see who the best man is. Like I said, beyond tomorrow night, I've got to beat Miguel Farsanta first and foremost.
So not looking past Miguel, but I mean, anyone who goes on BoxRec can see that it looks like you're fighting Liam Davis at some point. I don't know how done that is, but I mean, go on, talk to me.
Sorry. Yeah, it is done. I did see Liam a few weeks back at that the premiere, the Creed 3 premiere, and I had a good chat. He was quite respectable. I know it's different on camera, but you know, some people are that, some people aren't. I'm just here to do business, and that's that. It's happening, 100% it's happening. But like I said, these guys are right behind us, aren't they? Type thing. Looking back at the Tete one, I don't really want to talk too much on it. He's stopped my momentum, if you like, and basically I've been done by a load of gloves. I haven't really spoken too much on it, but there's no place for pets in boxing, is there? So that's that. Put that one behind me. Stand back fresh Saturday night. Bring another strap back to Doncaster, and then let's get on with the rest of the boys.
You looking to send a message to Liam Davis on Saturday?
No, let me just get Saturday away first, and then we can speak after.
Okay, the Iceman is back. Jason Cunningham on Saturday night. Yeah,
thank you.
Why not give him a round of applause? Why not give him a round of applause? Let's speak to a man who many are touting to be the future of heavyweight boxing. You can see him there right at the front, Mr. Moses Italma. Moses, firstly, welcome. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm all good.
Fight number 2 coming up for you. I mean, the first one lasted about 20 seconds, including the count. Are you looking to... Can you promise us that we'll see more of you on Saturday?
No, I can't promise anything. You don't get paid for overtime, but yeah, hopefully my fight goes longer than what it was last time. I was a bit annoyed, but you can only beat who's in front of you.
What's your feelings heading into this fight? Because of what you said there about you hoped that it had gone on a little bit longer. Does it almost feel like a second debut, a second shot at it?
Yeah, you can call it that, yeah.
Can you take much away from your debut?
No, not really. It was a good experience to be on the yard. Yard better be on the card pretty much. To watch the fight was quite good. But yeah, you can't really judge a lot from my debut. But hopefully this one will be better.
I'm pretty sure you were screaming at the guy to get back up.
Yeah, I was a bit annoyed, but yeah, like I said, you can only beat who's in front of you.
What's the plan on Saturday then? Are you looking to send out a bit of a message?
No, not really. Just go in there and do my thing.
Okay. Well, look, we look forward to it, Moses, and yeah, I mean, look, you are touted by many as the future of the heavyweight division, so we're looking forward to having you back live on BT Sport. Any final message?
Tune in.
It's a good message. It's a good message. Let's speak to the guys involved in the super bantamweight fight between Andrew Cain and Ionut Baluta, WBC International Silver Super Bantamweight Championship on the line. We'll speak first to Baluta, who has a translator in Anis Taj, who I'm sure will have plenty to say. Ionut, welcome back. Tell us your feelings generally heading into this fight with Andrew Cain.
Bienvenido. ¿Y cómo estás tú por el pelea en sábado y cómo es tu opinión cómo ganas?
Buenos días a todos. Estoy listo para la pelea de sábado. Vengo ahí para ganar este combate y para, como siempre, dar un gran espectáculo y a por victoria.
He said, good afternoon to everyone here, good day. He's very happy to be back fighting. He's looking forward to the fight on Saturday, and on Saturday he's going to have a very spectacular performance and it's going to be a win.
Well, the last time we saw you was, of course, against Liam Davis. You didn't get the decision that night. What went wrong and how can you ensure it doesn't go wrong this time?
En la pasada, en tal fue tu pelea con Liam Davis y es tu no ganar. Y ahora que es diferente por ti y en el pelea que es no bien.
La pelea con Liam Davis en mi campo con 2-3 semanas antes de la pelea fui muy mal, no me encontró bien, pero no pasa nada, seguimos adelante y ahora estamos trabajando muy fuerte y muy motivado para la pelea de sábado.
He had some issues in camp last time, flu, illness, stuff like that. He didn't want to cancel the fight, he wanted to fight. On the night Liam Davis was better, but he's trained really hard, he's been smashing everything and he's looking forward to the fight on Saturday and looking forward to win.
You called Liam Davis a bambino amongst other things at the launch press conference. What do you think of Andrew Cain?
Por la pasada pelea tú hablo con Liam Davis es un bambino y ahora tú tener por tu rival.
Sí, decía que es un bambino porque a mí no me gusta ir a redes sociales para hablar mucho. A mí me gusta demostrar en el ring y para mi rival, ¿qué puedo decir? Es un boxeador bueno, es un deportista agresivo, pero yo vengo con toda la preparación que fui muy fuerte y estoy listo para ganar.
He said he called Liam Davis a bambino because he likes to talk a bit too much and he prefers people talking in the ring rather than outside of the ring. I don't know why he's friends with me then. Anyway, he goes, he's looking forward to Saturday night. He's prepared for a very strong opponent. He's prepared for going all the rounds as well, and he's looking forward to the fight and looking forward to winning.
Well, let's bring in Andrew Cain, the defending champion here. Let's have a little chat here, Andrew. I mean, your last couple of fights haven't gone very long. We haven't seen much of you, the same as Moses. This is going to go longer, though, right?
Yeah, what's happening? They're happy to be here, mate. Hopefully it will, but don't be surprised if it goes in the first again. You know, it's boxing and it can happen.
So Ionut Baluta has never been stopped in his career so far. He's faced a lot of very good fighters. You think there's a chance you could knock him out in the first round?
He hasn't faced me yet, does he? So yeah, I think there's a chance I can knock anybody out in the first round. You punch the way I do and you set your shots up the way I do. Anyone can go.
Well, let's get Ionut's immediate reaction to that. Ionut, you've never been stopped so far in your career. Andrew Cain here, who you're boxing on Saturday, thinks there is a chance he could knock you out in the first round. What do you think?
Tu rival habló que tú no puedes en el primer asalto, pero en el pasado tú no tienes un acuerdo.
Vamos a estar listos para sábado. Vamos a decir la verdad. Todavía Andrew Cain no ha encontrado ningún oponente fuerte como estoy yo. Y este sábado voy a demostrar que estoy el mejor.
He said Andrew Cain hasn't fought anyone like him before. He's not been stopped before, and he's looking forward to Saturday. Andrew Cain will be in his first hard fight. All his opponents haven't been good. Now he's got a good opponent in me, and his opponents, and he isn't like me.
Do you see this as a step up, Andrew?
As far as like paper and stuff like that, yeah, you step up on paper, but I believe that he's quite easy to hit, and I believe that anybody who hit on the chin, them little gloves on, they're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? I'd be very surprised if he's still standing after he hit him on the chin. Like,
Have you treated this any different to any other fight?
no. Treat all the fight the same. They're all world title fights, aren't they? If I don't get these fellas out of my way, then I'm not going nowhere, am I? So they're all the same, mate.
A lot of people are saying that this fight could be a war. Do you think it could be a war?
I don't have wars, me mate. I hit and don't get hit back. That's what the whole boxing game is. I don't go in and have wars. You know, I've got 2 kids in the house, and I want to go home to them in one piece, don't I? I don't want to go in there and trade blows with some fella who's sitting there. You know what I mean? I'm going to come in and hit and not get hit back, and I'm going to put a devastating performance in on Saturday.
Let me ask Ionut. Ionut, you last time you were here, you boxed Liam Davis. Is Andrew Cain an easier fight than Liam Davis, or a harder fight than Liam Davis?
En la pasada tú tener pelea con Liam Davis aquí y ahora tu pelea con Andrew Cain es muy fácil para Liam o es muy difícil. ¿Qué es tu opinión?
¿Para quién?
Por ejemplo, el pelea con Andrew es muy fácil con el pelea con Davis.
Yo estoy trabajando muy fuerte, estoy trabajando para cualquier boxeador. Respeto a todos los boxeadores, pero en el ring no respeto a ninguno.
He said he's trained very hard for this fight. He's trained as if it's the same person. He's trained as he would for anyone. He's not looking at it being easier or harder. He respects everyone in the ring. Respects all boxers who get in the ring. But when he's in the ring, he's going to show him what it's about.
Okay, Andrew, we've heard Jason Cunningham say he believes he's the #1 super bantamweight in the Queensberry stable. Do you make him right?
Definitely not, me, no. I'm going to go down to bantam hopefully after this, but even if I stayed at super bantam, I'd be the best at super bantam as well. Like, all these fellas, you even look at, like, you can say who fought and stuff like that, but you've only got to look at me record and the performances and the way that I'm putting the performances in and the way that I'm going to continue to do so. These fellas are getting left behind me.
I heard you say something in an interview where you were talking about this fight and you said that he's not taken away my life. You really take a lot into the ring with you, don't you?
Well, that's the way it is, isn't it? You know, we're getting paid to do this, aren't we? So if I beat him, I continue to make money and make more money and so on with each opponent, and each one of them's trying to take that away from me, aren't they? So in essence, yeah, they are trying to take my life away from me, yeah.
Ionut, let me get your final word on this. What's going to happen on Saturday night against Andrew Cain?
Esta es tu última bloque porque cómo estás sábado, cómo estás en pelea.
Estoy muy preparado, estoy listo. Le va a esperar una guerra este sábado. Espero que está bien preparado. Y yo siempre voy con confianza en mí y va por victoria.
He said he's trained hard, he's ready, he's happy and he's ready for Saturday. Just wait for the show he's going to put on Saturday night. He's got confidence in himself, he's got confidence in his team, and he's looking forward to it.
Andrew, final word from yourself. What's going to happen Saturday night?
You're going to see a devastating performance again from myself. Not taking one away from Baluta, he's a decent fighter, you know, he's no mug, but I believe he's not on my level, and I'll show that on Saturday. Looking forward to it.
So am I, and yeah, fantastic fight. There's a WBC bauble on the line, Andrew Cain's title, fantastic fight. Ionut Baluta, Andrew Cain, and that is chief support on Saturday. Let's speak to the fellas sat to the left and right of me. The main event, the WBA Continental strap is on the line, a rematch. Let's speak first to Jack Flatley. I think you've been reading all my questions anyway.
I saw nothing like being prepared.
Yeah. I saw you peeking. Listen, I mean, you could even read this yourself, but I think you said when you announced this fight on your Instagram, you're going to get what belongs to you. What do you mean by that?
I just think it's my time. I just think I've worked too hard, too long for this. Kind of gone under the radar, like I've not really ever announced myself, so I think now's the perfect opportunity for show why I do work so hard, why I live the life that I live.
How do you look back on the first fight with Nathan Heaney?
I look back on it, you know, it was quite unfortunate the way it ended. I don't look back on it with any kind of bitterness, you know, with the way the decision actually went. It just was, I thought, you know, I wanted to finish what I believe I was beginning, you know, to start in that fight.
Do you feel like you were coming on?
Yeah, I feel like I was gaining momentum. I feel like it was mine for the taking, yeah.
Let's bring in the hitman. I'm sure you've got a different recollection of events from the first fight. How are you? And how did you see that one going?
Yeah, I'm very good, Dev. Yeah, the first fight was where it was. I thought, well, when obviously the head clash happened, in my head I was thinking, I've won 4 of them first 5 rounds, absolutely no doubt. So I thought it was quite a good decision actually from the ref to stop it when he did, because if I'd have taken any more damage on the eye, it wouldn't have healed as well as it has. But no, it's yeah, I think the way it went and obviously how it ended. Now, there was no unanswered questions for me. As far as I was concerned, the fight was in my momentum and was only going to continue for the second half of the fight. So I could take comfort in that, but obviously it was Jack that had the unanswered questions, that he was going to change what he originally did in the first 5 rounds to then suddenly win every single other fifth, like the remaining 5 rounds. So it's certainly interesting in terms of what's going to happen between us on Saturday. Yeah.
Jack, are you surprised this fight's happening?
I am, yeah, to be honest. I don't know, I think Nathan could... He just said he thinks he won 4 of the first 5 rounds, and you know, I disagree with that. I think it was a little bit more even. Like, you couldn't argue either way who'd had the share of the rounds, but yeah, I'm surprised that the fight's happening, because I think Nathan could have took an easy option, to be honest. And people might, you know, say, oh, I've not announced myself or anything like that yet, but I still believe that there could have been easier options than me. Believe me, I've got the fire burning inside me, so I won it. You know, you could have got someone that could have turned up, rolled over, but that's not me.
There was a little bit of Twitter beef, a little bit of back and forth between you guys online after the first fight. And at one point you said, go and get your payday elsewhere. Well, he's getting his payday with you. Why are we here, and how come we are doing this again from your side, Nathan?
Yeah, going back to what Jack said in terms of like different opponents and stuff, Jack's got the style to mix with mine to make for a very good fight. Now, granted, I think the first fight was tentative in terms of how we were both approaching it, but yeah, it's, I've said this before in interviews, I don't make career decisions based, one, when I'm getting my eyes stitched up and he's seconds, man, going, rematch. No, I don't work like that. And two, I don't work on Twitter either. It's the amount of people I've had call me out on Twitter, that obviously they are looking for a payday. I'm not saying that with Jack, but they are looking for a payday, so I understand why they do it, but I also don't make decisions based on that. But what I do make decisions on is when I take a step back and Frank and George are saying, I want you to headline BT Sports, what fight can we do to make that work? Well, Jack Flatley's an ideal candidate for that, and that's why we're obviously doing it now. There are the answer questions from his side in terms of what he was going to do to me in the latter part of the fight. But now we get to obviously do it, and we're headlining, and it makes for a great headliner.
Those tweets that I'm referencing, Jack, at one point you said something along the lines of, when I've lost, I've never looked for a way out. What did you mean by that?
When I have lost, you know, my 2 losses aside from that loss, the loss on paper, as you want to put it, was, you know, to Harry Scarf, a very awkward customer who's like very avoided at the moment now, and I never looked for a way out of that fight. I was always trying, you know, to get into it. Lost it by the skin of my teeth. I still, you know, think maybe I did enough, but it is what it is with that one. With the one that I lost for the European title, you know, I was probably up against it for 9 rounds. I was maybe took a step up really, but all the time I was in that fight, I never, not once, did I look for a way out. Don't look for a way to cheat. I don't look for a way to, you know, end a fight. If I believe I'm coming into a fight like I did in that fight with Nathan, you know, there's nothing stopping me.
But with that, are you suggesting that Nathan looked for a way out in the first fight with you?
No, I've never suggested that's what Nathan looked for, but I mean, I don't know, if you do get a head clash, but I think the last thing you do is go down on one knee, so that's down to Nathan.
What do you expect him to do this time?
I'm not too sure. Obviously, I'm assuming the fact of the matter is the style that he's got, the head clashes can happen. So, I mean, Steve's always said from day one, you start strong and you finish strong, because that what happened in the last fight happened. And if I hadn't started strong and I just coasted the first 4 rounds and it was even, I'd have a drawing record right now, or a loss potentially. So I'm assuming he's going to come out stronger, or faster at least. But it is a 10-round fight, and that gives me more opportunities myself to obviously land a shot. And yeah, I think that's why it makes it this such a good fight, because Jack knows he's got to do certain things in certain ways to nullify what I do, and me vice versa with him. So yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to end or what's going to happen, but I do think it will be a very good fight.
I think so as well. Jack, just another one on this. If that first fight had carried on and you felt like you were coming on, how do you think that first fight would have ended?
I believe it would come into the fight to take over. You know, whether it had been on the judges' scorecards, probably not. By the way, you know, some of the judges had it. I think it were pretty ridiculous, to be honest. But or whether it had been a later stoppage. But I believe that I'd have come into the fight and show what I'm about, yeah.
Your fans this time, Nathan, Telford, I understand they're going to be closer. I understand that maybe, I mean, you've said this to me, maybe Jack didn't get the full taste of the Stokies the first time round. Tell us what sort of difference that's going to make. It's
certainly, like Manchester Arena was incredible. I think was there 14,000 in there. Obviously, nearly 2,000 Stokies. The atmosphere they brought was incredible, but they were in the gods. It was so. the intensity of it and what you normally feel, obviously, on our fight nights wasn't the same because it was sort of absorbed within the arena. Whereas Telford, it's compact. It's well, you were there when I fought Ramirez. They were relentless of what they were doing, and that was a very tough fight. And yeah, they're going to bring some real noise and real intensity to it. And yeah, it's a different thing to be a part of.
Do you think it could intimidate Jack Flatley?
No, he's a fighter at the end of the day. We all know what we're doing. Like when he said about he's worked hard for this. That's the minimum we should be doing in the sport as a fighter. The minimum is hard work in what we're doing. But the fact of the matter is, he's a fighter. He's a tough lad. He's been with that Laraga with thousands in Bilbao, whatever it was, what city he fought in. He's been there before, but the atmosphere is different with my guys, 1,000,000%. So I assume we'll be coped with it fine, but it's different when you're getting shots lined on you and the place erupts.
And there's going to be a Delilah, right? Just to confirm.
Well, Frank loves it, doesn't he? Frank loves it, mate. So it's yeah, there's going to be a good Delilah going.
Good stuff. Jack Flatley, your final message to Nathan Heaney. He's sat here. Anything you want to tell him?
Just be ready, which I'm sure he will be. I'm ready. You know, it's a brilliant opportunity for both of us, headlining BT Sports. Like I say, Nathan's got a lot of fans. You know, that's a lot more people for me to fight in front of. So I'm relishing it. Believe me. Yeah, we're both ready.
And how's the fight going to go?
Jack Flatley dominance, that's it. That's the only way I see it.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Nathan, you're right of reply. Jack believes it's going to be a dominant Jack Flatley display. What say you?
Yeah, it's we've all got to have that belief. Like you wouldn't be standing up here if you didn't think you were going to do that. Whether that'll happen or not, I'm not. If that's for Jack to sort, but I'll be doing everything I possibly can to stop that from happening. I do believe, if he presses the way he probably was going to try to, I will catch him. And I've got a very good engine as well. In the 10 rounds, I've done it many times. If he goes to 10 rounds, I'm there strong all the way through. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to the night. I'm looking forward to the atmosphere. I'm looking forward to the fight. And obviously, I'm looking forward to becoming the WBA Continental Champion as well. Anything you want to tell Jack? No. I just want to thank everyone that's watching at home, everyone that's going to be watching on the night. And obviously thank Queensberry Promotions, Frank and George, and obviously yourself, Dev, with your fishing rod. Yeah, thank you to everyone.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah, the fishing rod is here. I tried. You've got to try it, yeah. Thank you to everyone joining us. And yeah, we're going to do some face-offs down the front here. A reminder that we are live from 7 o'clock, BT Sports, Saturday night, an absolute cracker of an event. We'll see you live tomorrow for the weigh-in as well across the Queensberry social media channels. And stay with us for the face-offs. Thank you.
Oh, dear, and the fight's been stopped.
This is a tough contest for Heaney.
There he was there. That's a better shot.
Flatley's coming forward.
Oh, dear me.
It's just an accidental.
Nathan, the Hitman Heaney!
And you have to feel a lot of sympathy for Jack Flatley. I wonder if he'll get another chance.
Face front, gents. Close front. Cheers, fellas. Face front, gents. Thank you.
Oh dear, 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 and the fight's been stopped.
This is a tough contest for Heaney.
There he was there, that's a better shot.
Flatley's coming forward.
Oh dear me.
It's just accidental.
Nathan, the Hitman Heaney!
And you have to feel a lot of sympathy for Jack Flatley. I wonder if he'll get another chance.
He's a knockout machine as a junior amateur.
In boxing, the heavyweight division always hits the hardest. Whilst Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk hold all the jewels, one contender stands alone as the biggest threat to the champions.
Everybody else is scared of you!
A man who has not once tasted defeat, who knows no backward step and never retreats, who crushes whatever stands at his feet.
Joe Joyce by knockout!
They call him the Juggernaut. Unbeaten, Joe Joyce is on a mission to become the heavyweight king with his granite chin, thudding power and relentless engine. It is only a matter of time before this Olympic silver medalist gets his hands on the gold. Or is it? Whilst the Juggernaut has steamrolled his way to mandatory challenger, there is now a great wall that stands in his way. A gigantic block that nobody has yet to truly climb over. The Big Bang. Zhilai Zhang has been watching, waiting, wanting, just like Joyce. He has silver, he plans to make gold. Power, punch resistance, heart. A colossus that should have his own position in the queue to the world's heavyweight championship. That was unfairly taken from him. On Saturday, April 15th, two giants collide as unbeaten heavyweight juggernaut Joe Joyce takes on Zhilai Big Bang Zhang at London's Copper Box Arena. Only one giant will be left standing.